Good afternoon. Uh, Had a chance to talk to everybody on Saturday after the game, and obviously, it was disappointing that outcome. But all we can do is set our sights now on the next game, and we certainly have a formidable opponent in UTSA. They got a great football team, super talented, well coached. Coach Traylor's done such a great job there, but and watching them. Um, Man, just so many good players. The team speed, fantastic. The quarterback's playing really well. He's a veteran guy. It's been with him for several years. We've seen him before, and just a really good player. And he just seems to be getting better uh, year in and year out. And as the season's gone along, even this year, so it'd be a great challenge for us. It's obviously having to go on the road and play a very talented team like them, and the success that they've had in their building. I mean, it's incredible. They've got the best home conference record in the country of all FBS teams, and I mean that's in the company of Ohio State and Oregon and places like that notoriously play really well at home. So a great challenge ahead. Our guys are, I think, anxious to get back out on the practice field this afternoon. We were out there Sunday and got to work. Monday's our day off, so gave our coaches a chance to put some game plan stuff together for our guys when they arrive today, and we'll get to work this afternoon.
Are you ready, Rich, or do you want to go ahead? Okay, go ahead, Ken. Or go ahead, Rich. Sorry.
Coach, what's your message to the team this week?
Uh, just to do our very best to improve, which is really our message each week, is to try to get better and play better than we did in the last game, and continuously try to do that throughout the year, and hopefully be playing our best at the end of the year. Certainly, we're disappointed Saturday. I don't feel like we played our best. We missed a lot of tackles, missed some opportunities to you know, extend drives, put the game away. There were a lot of things that I felt like we could have done better, and perhaps didn't do as well as we had done the week before. And so it's that challenge to improve and to play better, and we're going to have to. This is a great football team and very talented, and if we're going to have a chance, we're going to have to play our very best.
Hey, Jeff, I think one of the hallmarks of your program for 12 years has been resiliency and your players' resiliency. I know they're going to have to be resilient, right? They've been all year. Why do you think that is? Why do you think your team is able to bounce back and forget about the past so well?
I don't know if we forget about the past. That's hard to do. Um, there's the human element, whether it's a victory and being proud of a victory and letting that stand in the way, or defeat and disappointment, letting that stand in the way. And really, the expectation has to be the same every week, is to what's let bygones be bygones and get on to the next opportunity. And I think that this place, West Point, what these guys endure while they're here, from the time they show up, forges a toughness and a resiliency in them, just as people. And I think their classmates in the Corps of Cadets share that. And so perhaps that's it. I think our guys, they care about each other, and they want to perform their best. And so certainly in those times where there's disappointment, as we're feeling right now from the game on Saturday, there's a sense of urgency that they feel to really, play their best. They're compelled, I think, to do that for each other.
Ken McMillan.
Jeff, you just brought up about UTSA and the success they have there. Team aside, we know they've had some really good teams. Is there something about playing in the Alamo Dome which is difficult, and yet you've managed to succeed there twice in 2020 and 2023?
They get really good crowds there, and just great support from their fans. And I think there's a sense of pride for the guys in that program that Jeff has created, that they want to play really well at home, that they take a tremendous amount of pride in defending their home turf. And so I think it's just a combination of things. If you look at all those great teams that are on the list with them, the Ohio States and Oregons, and that they got a great fan base. They take great pride in playing in their facility, in their stadium, and that's created by the culture in the program. Jeff's a Texas guy. He's a longtime, very successful high school coach. I know he's very proud to be there and and to be competing at home. And he's a native Texan, and so he's got a lot of guys from that state that I think when they play there, they feel a sense of obligation to play their best. So it's a pretty good formula, and they've done very, very well and been ultra successful there at home.
Jeff, I know you said last week about how getting to a bowl is not one of the goals. Obviously, it's a product of what you do, but the reality is you win, you're in, you lose, you're out.
Mhm.
Talk about is there added pressure? I know every game is, there's pressure, but is there added pressure? How do you handle that with your kids? How do you address that?
I don't know that there's added pressure. Everybody knows they can all do the math. I mean, it's one of the reasons we're so disappointed about this past Saturday. We're knocking on the doorstep of being bowl eligible, and we blew it. We let it get away from us, and unfortunately, certainly, and we don't put up goals and we want to accomplish these things, and we say this is going to be a successful season if we accomplish these things, and it's not going to be a successful season if we don't. But the byproduct of our work and our investment, there are these milestones and opportunities that certainly we'd like to be a part of, and playing in the postseason is one of those. So um, where we're at now, we're just desperate to get a win and to respond from Saturday, and hopefully we can find a way to put ourselves in a game and have a chance to win. And it would certainly be nice to be able to get bowl eligible and have another game added to our season. But right now, it's really our guys just rallying for each other and playing for this brotherhood. Excuse me, playing for the brotherhood and um, trying to play better than we did on Saturday.
Jeff, up until that point where the comeback started and the 11 point were erased, were you satisfied with the way your team was playing up to that point? Or, were there concerns?
No, I wasn't satisfied with the way we were playing, and I I don't know that there's been a game this year where I felt like I'm really satisfied with the way we've played as a team from start to finish. Um, there have been moments where we've played really well. Um, there were some great plays on Saturday, but they we didn't tackle well at all. We missed 20 tackles in the game. Um, that's a lot of tackles. That's a lot of missed tackles. We did that in the opening game. We missed a lot of tackles, and we've done better. We've improved on that. That had gotten to a more manageable number. I'd love for that to be zero. It's hard to play a football game with zero missed tackles, but we didn't tackle well. Um, we really allowed them to move the ball pretty freely up and down the field, and we held them out of the end zone and kept them off the board on a blocked field goal and at times, but made them punt once. We created one turnover, knocked the ball out. They fumbled a mesh on the other one. We were, fortunately there to scoop that up in the red zone. Um, and then offensively, um, we were putting ourselves in scoring position. Uh, I really thought the effort was good in the first half, particularly to get the touchdown before halftime, to get a score before halftime. Um, and then to come back out after halftime and take a drive and get 3 points. Now, I would have liked to have gotten seven there. We had the touchdown pass. Unfortunately, we were out of bounds on that, and we were only able to muster 3 points off of it. But we didn't do a great job after that of consistently moving the ball and controlling the game on offense, and gave them some other opportunities. And when we had a 3rd and 24, and we missed a tackle at the 40-yard line, which would have made it 4th and 12. and who knows if they go for it on 4th and 12 or if they punt to us on 4th and 12. But uh, they gained 22 and kicked a field goal and brought it within 8. And when we got back out there with the ball on the 13-yard line, we ran the ball on 1st down and gained 0. So we really, at that point, had 2 downs to gain 10 yards. Um, the go number there is probably going to be 1 on the analytics. It was at that moment in the game, and it's likely going to be that in most instances. So we had to gain 10 yards in 2 plays, and they're pressing the line of scrimmage. And first play, I mean, their corner and safety practically standing on the line of scrimmage. So, uh, throw a play action pass, try to get behind them. We had a couple guys open. Unfortunately, we threw to the double covered guy, and they go down and score. Missed the 2-point conversion and kick the onside kick. We get that back, and we're not able to convert on 4th down. And there's a lot of decisions to make there, but um, we had ourselves in position to win the football game. We could have done that with the drive after they kicked the field goal. We were up 8, and we threw the pick, and uh, and then when they did take it over, they marched right down there and scored pretty quickly. We got it back after the onside kick. Certainly, we could punt to them there, but um, if we convert on 4th and 3, which I thought we had a good play call and thought it was there, we didn't do a great job with it. We'd run out of bounds on the 2nd down, which there's just a lot of errors in that last stretch of the game, and when we turned the ball over to them, they put a drive together pretty quickly and went down and got in the red zone and kicked a field goal. So it wasn't just that last bit of the game, but I think it was magnified and stood out. So throughout the game, I thought you know we could have moved the ball better, certainly in the second half. Um, I wish we would have done a better job with the run, stopping the run, and held them to far fewer yards. They were moving the ball up and down the field on us. So, in terms of being satisfied, I don't know that I was completely satisfied from start to finish. There were just some good plays in there, and we had ourselves in position and didn't get it done.
Last thing, just to follow on what you just said about the second half rushing. First half, you averaged 5.7 per carry. Second half of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is maybe the second time this year that that's kind of happened. Usually you guys are, respond pretty well. How much do you give credit to UTSA? Because obviously they made some nice changes in the second half, but how concerned are you about the diminished running production in the second half?
Well, that's certainly a concern. I mean, that's what we pride ourselves on. That's our offense, and Tulsa did a good job. They did, and that's part of the frustration is just not being able to have that consistency in the second half with what we did in the first half and being able to match that. So um, they've got some good players, and they did a really good job defending us in the second half, certainly. And we just got to do a better job sustaining blocks, um, hitting the fitting the runs with the ball where we need to when the ball's on the perimeter, sustaining blocks, doing a better job on the perimeter. So the fundamental things, it's difficult because they got guys on scholarship and they're pretty talented, and they're going to put up a fight. And they did a better job in the second half than they did in the first. And certainly the concern with UTSA is the fact that they are incredibly athletic and they're well coached. Um, and so if you look at our game against them a year ago, we didn't average 5.7 yards a rush against them. It was probably under 3, kind of like you're saying. We struggled to run the ball against UTSA a year ago. So we're going to have to muster up a good plan, and hopefully it'll pay off.
Did Paulo's absence have an effect?
I thought Braden Bartosh played a really good football game. Certainly we miss Paulo. He's a good player, but Braden had a good football game and did a nice job in the role his very first start of his career, and I was really proud of him and the effort he put in.
Austin, get going on Zoom.
We'll go to Ken Kreitzer first, CamVets Media. Ken, go ahead.
Hey, thank you. Good afternoon, Coach. Hey, just looking at UTSA's season so far, they had a nice win over Colorado State, scored a lot of points in a win over Rice, a lot of points in a win over Tulane, and gave up a lot of points to South Florida, and a really big effort against East Carolina last week, 58-24 win. What do you see about the team that won 3 of the last 4 as they progress?
But just the last game, if you look at the East Carolina game, that is incredibly impressive. I mean, that East Carolina's got a great defense. And going into the game, they were top 10 defense in the country, and UTSA went up and down the field on them, and it was really impressive. I watched their game against Tulane on a Friday night. Again, just really impressive what they did against a really good Tulane team. And Tulane's, they're good in every phase, as is East Carolina. East Carolina's been scoring points, been stopping people. Those are 2 good football teams that they got after. So again, they're a really good team. They're well coached. They're really talented, and it's going to take a tremendous effort on our part to give them a football game, to be in it and have an opportunity.
Coach, look at their offense. You've talked about their quarterback this week, Owen McCown, 232 completions, 68%, 25 touchdown passes, passing 221 yards a game. A running back, Robert Henry's 17 yards short of 1,000, and Devin McQueen, 52 catches. What's a key in stopping their offense?
Uh, Gosh. You put it like that, Ken. It sounds rather difficult. Um, they're they're a team that's got a lot of weapons. Um, they do a lot of really, really great things on offense. They are multiple. They spread the field. They've got an outstanding run game, uh, trick plays, which and that's the to see what they do, and just they're imaginative, and it's fun to watch, and it's not fun to defend. They're a really good team. What we've got to do is play sound run defense and start with that, and that's where we build our defense. But then try to do a good job of limiting big plays, keeping the ball in front of us, not letting those talented receivers they have get behind us. Um, and I'll watch other people do that, and they throw a lot of underneath stuff. They throw screens and great route concepts, crossers, and they're tough to defend. And like I said, it's going to be a challenge. But Coach Woody's an outstanding coach. We got a good staff, and our guys are going to play hard, and they're going to work hard this week at recognizing what's going on in the play in front of them, and reacting, and hopefully getting off blocks and getting people to the ground when they tackle, and covering routes and playing the gaps they're supposed to be in, and just playing sound defense and playing really hard. And that's how you do it. That's if anybody's going to have success against them, it's going to be because they're doing those things. And so hopefully we will.
Hey, Coach, just a quick question on your quarterback, Cale Helms, ran the ball 32 times for 160 yards and 3 touchdowns, 5 yards a carry. How is his game progressing, and how is he holding up physically with the amount of carries and contact that he's taking?
Like Bryson, he takes a pounding, but he keeps getting up. And so I give that guy credit. We do ask a lot of him, and we ask him to carry the ball a good bit. He does a good job with it. Um, Taking care of the ball when he's being tackled, and not putting it on the ground. Obviously the interception is disappointing, and um, he had the ball in his hands on 4th down, and he'd like to have that one back. He didn't make a great run, really where we kind of designed it, but he made a lot of plays along the way. and a lot of plays that put us in that position you know, to be in position to win. So he's a tough kid. He's a great competitor, and he's playing really really hard, and we're asking a lot of him.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Ken.
We'll go now to Sal Interdonato. Sal, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Hope you're well.
You too.
You say you're searching for a complete game from start to finish. Is that a good thing or a bad thing this late in the season, would you say?
Oh, I'd love to be playing complete games now. I'd like to do that from the very get-go. Um, so we just got to find a way to do it. We got to find a way to put it all together and play a complete game. Sometimes it's been just good enough. Uh, Even in victory, I don't know that we've played a complete game, but it's been just good enough. And against a team like UTSA, it's going to have to be better than just good enough. We're going to have to play really well.
After a game like Tulsa, is that a result that keeps you up on Saturday night for a while, or how quickly can you, as the coaching staff, get over that and get to UTSA?
Well, keeps you up on Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. I can speak from experience. So it'll probably keep me up Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night too. And that's just the way it is. I think competitors are that way. I've always been that way. I suppose there's people that can flush it a lot faster. I'm not very good at that, but that doesn't need to affect uh, what we do in terms of preparing for another game. I think in that there's opportunities to learn and evaluate and look at the things that we can do better, things that I can do better, uh, whether it's a coach, player, whatever it may be, to look in and try to improve, and so that I think that anxiety you feel, that I feel after a game like Saturday, just it compels me to want to do better and makes me dive deeper into the details of the game and figure out where we made mistakes and where we can improve. But that's just that's a feeling you have as a competitor when it doesn't go your way. You're going to have that gut punch feeling, but that doesn't mean that's going to take away from the next preparation. And competitive people want to get back out there and compete, and I assure you that I do, and our team does, and so we're going to get to work this afternoon and get ready.
With all the carries that Kale has gotten and the attention that Noah gets on the field, is there any way to get maybe the other slots involved in the offense a little bit more?
Well, I mean, there's a way to get everybody involved more. And what it does is it's where do you take carries from? What we've got to do is do what we think we're best at. And where do we put the ball and whose hands do we have the ball in that gives us the best chance? And so, running the quarterback has been successful for us. Obviously the last couple of seasons, not always, but it's what we feel is giving us the best chance. Obviously, Noah's a talented player, and um, we're giving him opportunities to touch the ball. We think it's important that he does, but that doesn't mean we're consciously keeping it out of the hands of other people. And Samari's got some carries, and obviously the B-backs have spread their carries out. There's been a lot of guys that have played at that position and carried the football. So I just think it for what we do and who we are, we're doing our very best, Sal, to put the ball where we think it needs to be.